Alright, so today I got my new item. I don't think anyone was able to guess it. It was basically a thermal camera. Alright, let's open this up. Alright, that's the main thing, the camera here, the Therm App thermal imaging camera. There's like a ton of accessories, like all these monopods. Looks like a gorilla pod they give you and stuff too. And I think some of this is for strapping it on, like if you want. Maybe things like a belt and helmet, I'm guessing. For a thermal camera, this thing's actually really cold. It's probably just from traveling. That's kind of cap, lens cap for it. See, that's kind of neat. It's kind of like, makes it almost look like a pistol you're holding. I guess you put this underneath and you hold it. Okay, let me see if I can set this up. I believe it should be simply just install an app and you connect this and everything like that. What a mistake. I was looking at this thing, I was like, why is there no picture? It's like one of the biggest mistakes for new, I guess, people who make film too. I left the lens cap on. Okay, let's take it off and see what happens. I just record it and see if it starts. Hopefully this is recording sound on that thing, but that little bright red thing is basically the action camera. That's the camera there. It's kind of neat. So now I got to figure out how to change with the different modes afterwards. Okay, here we go. There's different palettes here. Rainbow, iron. Like which one actually looks better? I'm just gonna switch it. You guys can kind of see it. I don't know. Vivid looks actually really interesting. Holy cow. Is that how hot the battery is? It seems like it autofocuses. I don't know if there's actually a way like this, because I'm a complete newbie when it comes to this stuff. I don't intend to use this for professional purposes. I intend to use this for like hiking and stuff like that. Okay, I guess I'll have to bring this outside to test it a little more. I decided, why not? Because so many times, for example, when I'm hiking and all that, I always said, hey, is there a bear here, for example? At the same time, when there's like those crows are always honking, like, hey, what's around here? People always said there's obviously something around. So I thought that might actually help me figure some stuff out, or at the same time, I know like when I do like hiking trips at times, people actually lose their stuff a lot, sometimes like a power pack, so I guess it would be actually easier this way to identify it.
And I actually tried to do my research as best I can. Obviously, this stuff is obviously meant more for, in a traditional sense, people who use it for some type of work. I thought basically for myself, like I said, it's more useful in that sense just for going on outdoor trips. And at the same time, who knows, maybe in the future you can use this for the drones too, because there's so many news about it all the time, how people use it to help others. So like, I obviously don't know what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to learn. And I don't think I can actually use it on the drone with an attachment, but we'll see. I always said too in the New Year's, I was wondering what else I could do. I thought, why not? This is actually gives me a kind of a new tool to work with too, for places that I go. It'll actually make hiking trips a lot more interesting in a different way. Because for things like perspectives, that's what I like about the drones. It gives me the aerial views, which you can't normally see. And I thought this would kind of be neat in that sense too. Now the one thing I don't immediately understand is the picture modes, like what's the best in certain scenarios. Like right now it actually looks good. But sometimes I've noticed it gets really like blurry or pixelated. Like for example, like watch this. Like that looks really good. And then I turn back and it gets all that. Like that, I think it's just because it's trying to sense like the heat and stuff, but that's something I need to kind of learn. And the only negative to this, I would say so far, is because it uses the phone, everything uses the phone, I obviously can't use the drone and this at the same time unless I get like a separate device. Yeah, again, as I'm walking, it looks like it's kind of blurry, but you can kind of see, hopefully, the cars going by. Another reason I chose this one too is because the frame rate, it actually goes at about 24, 25 frames per second. I saw some other ones too, they look really choppy, like obviously at the 9 frames per second. Again, I'm just trying to figure out why is it sometimes it goes so smooth and then sometimes it gets all pixelated like this. It'd be kind of cool if I could attach it to the drone though to get the different footage. One thing unfortunate though, for the stabilization in this camera, the main one I use for the vlogging, it has the stabilization, like the motors and stuff. This one doesn't actually have that for the phone as well anyways. So I don't know, I'm thinking if there's something better to use this to balance it and all that. Again, for things like the color, I'm not really sure which one's the best to use. I bet this probably, like I said, it's meant more for like search and rescue stuff. They probably have more knowledge of this, or people who work in law enforcement to know which picture is the best for which. Actually, out of curiosity, it's in a thermal mode right now. I wonder if you go to the night vision mode, how different it looks. So I'll just do that just for the heck of it. Again, I'm not really sure how to get rid of all the lines and stuff. It almost makes it look like you're going through some kind of fuzzy monitor, but then when it does clear up, it looks really good. So I'm obviously doing something wrong. I tried to do my best to read the manual and everything, but I'm still new to all this. You guys think there's any color palette that looks the best so far? So to my understanding, the blue is supposed to be the cold spots and the reds are supposed to be the hottest. It's kind of funny why this part is all blue here, whatever is here. And I was looking at some other ones because I know from reading the news and just doing the drones for a bit, everything I kept saying always had FLIR stuff like on the drones, but when I was looking at it, it didn't seem like there was something comparable like at 24, 25 frames per second. They all seemed like they were way too expensive at that rate. So I kind of went with this one. It seemed like it had the best balance. I was trying my best to read just general opinions and so forth. It seems like, from what some people say, the temperature might not be as accurate on this one. However, for things like the outdoors, it should be ideal. So to me, that sounded like the best kind of compromise, like something in the middle. It'll be interesting as I go down there and see the ducks and stuff, so let's see if we can actually detect it. If this was like kind of more of a quote regular camera, I'm inclined to say it seems like it's not focused or it's too zoomed in. Okay, so far from what I can see, if the image kind of takes up the whole lens or is really big, it gets more clear. Let's see if I can, I'll put the camera kind of in front of it. Again, I'm just wondering if that's just the settings, if I can modify it somehow. It's almost like learning to fly the drone. I actually wonder how hard it would be to attach something like this to, say, the Mavic. Yeah, like there, when you see someone come into the frame, then all of a sudden it gets crystal clear all of a sudden. So I don't know if there's a way to do that just in general, like maybe you change to something like detect close-ups and it does like a clear image, and then something that's just out in the wild or the wide angle lens, change it to something like that. Okay, here are a lot of ducks and stuff. Yeah, I just did that for a test to put the camera there to make it the hardest point to see how the picture turns out afterwards. You can see again, it turns out more clear when the thing is more obvious, I guess, to the sensors. I always gotta learn to use this thing better. I actually get some shots as well. Alright, I think I got some interesting shots. I'm probably just play around with the thermal camera a bit more just to see what it's like in various conditions. It is a little darker now, so maybe I'll switch back and forth with the modes. Alright, see you guys later.